I'm sick and tired of the politics. I'm sick and tired of people politicizing every little simple thing. Sometimes it's just as simple as you said something dumb, now you're gone.
Gracias por ver la esquina de Jody. Thank you for watching Jody's Corner.
YouTube was good. It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. So the Gina Carano situation, I'm going to talk about exactly why Gina Carano was fired by Disney, contract not renewed, let go, put astray, let on the side, however you want to word it. She ain't going to be in The Mandalorian when it comes back. All right. So look, I've been seeing, people give their opinions on it. I understand that a lot of people have a lot of things to say about it. Now I'm just going to share you guys my opinion. I'm going to break this down to the real as I could say it, and as easy and simple as I could say it. So, but first, before we do that, we need to go ahead and get into the history of why Gina Carano is even in this situation in the first place, because this isn't the first time she's gotten heat, which is exactly why I believe she got her butt fired today. But let's go ahead and check some of this stuff out. It starts back when, for me, I remember when she was in the news for Beep Bop Boop, the Boop Bop Beep. So if we look at this situation, it was when people on Twitter were trying to put their, what do they call them, their pronoun, right? His, him, her, them, they, that type of stuff. So it was a thing going around on Twitter asking celebrities to put their pronoun of what they identify with. And they came at Gina Carano and said, yo, you should put your pronoun. She was like, no, I don't put my pronoun. I don't want to do it. Pedro Pascal did it because he's the Mandalorian. If he did it, then they said, hey, Gina, why don't you, hey, join the team. By the way, I'm not for that, harassing people to put their pronoun. If they don't want to do it, then they just don't want to freaking do it. And y'all got to deal with that shit. Either way, let's go back to it. Gina Carano was like, okay, after she was getting asked over and over and over, she said, bop, boop, bop, beep, right here, as her pronoun. She put that under her Twitter name in an apparent ridicule of the convention, right? So people are trying to say that Gina Carano used the beep bop boop, or whatever, R2D2 beeping, to offend people who are trans or their identity or whatever it be. Me personally, I don't feel like Gina Carano was doing that. I don't think there was any malice in it. I think that people were trying to bully her into doing something she didn't want to do. And she was like, man, freak y'all, bro. Beep bop boop. How about that? Now leave me the freak alone. Get up on my feed. That's what that was, right? So I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I said, okay, this is fine. She ain't, she just, good for her. I was in her corner. I said, for sure. Don't cater to the mob because they say do something. You ain't got to do it. Cool, right? Then comes this here. Mind you, I don't speak politics on my channel. So I'm going to ignore this whole Democratic Republican side of it. I'm just going to go back down to what the basics are. And I want you guys to keep that in your mind. The basics, the simplicity, the simple facts of the case, of the matter. Because I feel people add politics to it and it instantly gets confused and you lose sight of exactly the whole entire story. People out here on that political shit and it's whack, bro. All y'all whack with the politics. So back to the basics. She put this GIF out saying, breaking news, Democratic government leaders now recommends we all wear blindfolds along with masks so we can't see what's really going on. Somebody says, whoa, Gina, it's extremely irresponsible if you're referring to the election. There is no proof of any fraud. If you're referring to mask wearing, we should be doing it as if we all did and been able to go out sooner, blah, blah. Gina has gone all crazy. Okay, it's blah, blah, blah. It's really discussing how John Boyega and Kelly Marie Tran were viciously attacked by racist and sexist people, resulting in the reduced roles of zero support of Disney, and Gina Carano gets a major role while associating herself with the very same people. Okay, this happened before. People are talking about all these different little things here for show. You guys caught up with that? Okay, now she's talking about anti-mask. Let me give my opinion on that. Freak the politics behind it. It has been scientifically proven that masks help save lives. Masks helps limit the amount of the spread of the virus, which limit the amount of people containing the virus, which limit the amount of hospitalizations, which limit the amount of ICU admissions, which limit the amount of deaths. There go, for my saying and my logic, masks save lives. So Gina Carano, if you were saying don't wear masks, anti-mask, that's some bullshit, and I don't agree with it because I believe masks save lives. Now it's not federally mandated, so she has the ability to not wear masks. That's up to her. That's fine. Going on your platform to spread propaganda or however how you feel politically to sway people, I feel is a little bit irresponsible because masks saves lives. I am pro-life. Let people live. Don't do anything to take away their life or their safety. That's how I feel on that. Am I going to cancel Gina Carano for this? No. There's a whole bunch of people that don't like masks and think that the coronavirus is a hoax. For sure. If that's how they feel, that's how they feel. Not me. I see too many people dying out here in these streets. Going back to the basics. Mind you, back to the basics. Now, in comes this section right here, where Gina Carano said some very questionable things, and shit's about to get real. All right, so some fans of The Mandalorian think Gina Carano should lose her job on the show in light of a recent overall controversial Instagram post. She came under fire on Wednesday when resharing a post which compared modern American politics to Nazi Germany and claimed that having different political views in 2021 was like being Jewish during the Holocaust. So that's what they surmised from it, but I'm going to have something completely different. Here it is, quote, Jews were beaten in the streets. Not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? She deleted this. She got fired for this. She got fired for this. But let me tell you my opinion on this. I was pro Gina all the way leading up to this moment, right? I'm off that train. What the heck is wrong with you? You done lost your goddamn mind saying some shit like that. That's some bullshit. So basically what you're saying is, oh, it wasn't the Nazis out here beating the Jews first. It was the government that started it and enabled it and laid down the foundations for there even to be an opportunity for Nazis to do what they did with the mass murder of 6 million people gone. For sure. You goddamn crazy. And just off that, I told Andy, I said, she about to get fired, bro. I said, she's about to get fired. And then 2 hours later, Andy hit me up. Hey, bro, she's fired. I said, oh, shoot, for sure. I said, yeah, that can't work. You know, this comment doesn't work. Now, why doesn't this comment work? You know, she's not saying that, you know, Nazis are excused. Nah, she's not exactly saying that. But then again, in my opinion, she's downgrading the evil that they were. She's downplaying the huge impact that they had on this civilization by saying, oh, because the Jews hated the other Jews, that allowed the Nazis to be Nazis. So if we're going to play that stupid game, Gina, that's a stupid, dumb logic. Remember, no politics, just common sense here. Here's the equivalent of what you said. I challenge you, Gina, to come down here to LA. More preferably, come to Eastern, South Central Los Angeles. Invite a group of 50 African-American people, stand in that group and look at them and tell them white slavers from America weren't the problem. You know who the real problem was the Africans in Africa who actually sold the slaves to the white people because the histories are deleted. What the heck the sound does that make? So if we're talking about what enabled the bad, let's talk about it. It is fact, but it's not in the history books, that some people in Africa actually sold black people to the white men for there to be slaves. So what do we do with slavery? Do we not blame the slave masters for putting black people for slavery through over 400 years? And we say, no. It's nearly the white slave masters and people who lynched the people of color. They're not the ones that started it all. It's the ones from Africa who even allowed them to hit the shores and actually sold them. Get up out of here with that garbage. That's the equivalent of what you've done here. Oh, the Nazis aren't the real bad one. The Nazis weren't the one beating them in the streets. Before the Nazis, it was the actual Jews and the government that allowed and made them hate Jews and the neighbors and stuff that even allowed the Nazis to come and do what they did. Oh, so it's not the white American slavers for enslaving black people of color. It's the Africans who even enabled the white people to sell the slaves to them so they could come to here to America to be slave masters. Are you kidding? Miss me with that. So just off that alone, I feel like you went too far. And in my opinion, if I ran Disney, I don't know if I would fire you. I would bring you into my office, give you a verbal shellacking to make sure you'll never say nothing else. I'll make you delete your Twitter. I'll put in a contract that you can't have social media accounts if you want this role. You're going to shut your mouth. That's what I'm going to do, and that's how I want to let you keep your job. But I know how Disney works. I know how 2021 society works, and I've seen people lose their job for far less than what you have said here. What you said here is wrong, it's gross, and it's trying to downplay the light on the evil that the Nazis were actually doing. And by that, I knew that society and the way Disney does it should fire you. I knew you were going to get fired. I wouldn't have done it. I would have wrecked you in other ways, but I understand why you're gone. And you know what, to be honest, I look back at these things here, Gina. I look back at this, the masks. And then I look back at this, the beep, bop, boop. You've ruined yourself because now I do believe you were probably making fun of the trans. Now I do believe you were making fun of the virus and making fun of mask wearers, because what we did here is we established that you are full of shit, that you spread hate with this. It's indirect. Here's what it is. It's not direct, it's indirect. And it's not exactly hate. It enables it. It almost, there's people out there that heard this, Gina, and were like, yeah, that's right, girl. I'm telling you, them Jews, I'm telling you, the Nazis were just only doing what the Jews let them do. You help enable the type of mentality to make it. There's people out there that you've helped make it okay in their conscience of what happened in the Holocaust. In some form or fashion, you're responsible for that on some level. Even though you're not directly, but you're indirectly responsible for the exception of hate for these people. And if you would say that about these people, what you gonna say about blacks? What you gonna say? How do you really feel about blacks? Oh, because you said BLM, that means you're down? Okay, maybe. I'm just curious, because everything that you say is in question now. Because you're full of crap here, I don't believe you here, and I don't believe you here. I don't believe you with the bebop boop now. I do believe you were trolling. I feel like, this is what I feel, Gina. I feel like what you did was you were so high on your horse, the fact that you're able to stand up to the mob, which I admire myself because I also do it. But I feel like you got so ahead of yourself. You were like, how am I going to top myself again? How do I show that I'm really that one? And then you went and said something dumb like this. You were playing with the edge of that cliff. You're like, how far can I go? How far can I? Woo! You're free falling. Now you're free falling, fell right into the unemployment line. That's what happens when you say ignorant, dumb, stupid stuff like this. Gina, this was stupid to say. Stupid is what stupid does. Stupid play stupid games, get stupid prizes. That's basically what it is. And if we keep it to the basics, we can see exactly why you were fired. Because you said, and you went way too far. Those people were persecuted. I've seen so many documentaries. I've seen so many interviews and stuff. It makes me cry to even think about that type of stuff that they went through. Well, I kind of have an idea. Black people are also unoppressed people. There's something that us and the Jews have in common. A massively oppressed people who were faced near genocide. And you're making jokes. You're lightening the blow of what it was by saying what you said here. Not a joke, but you're lightening the blow with this dumb trash statement. Now, once again, I'm gonna say this: I wouldn't have fired you. I would have gave you a verbal shellacking and educated you and made you delete your social medias because you can't keep your mouth shut. You're looking for trouble out here, so that's why you're gone. And I'm perfectly fine with them letting you go by 2021 society standards, especially by Disney standards. That's the real, no politics, no BS. That's just the real opinion from me, taking out all the BS and narrowing it down to the raw nitty gritty of why you out of here. Gina, do better. Delete your social medias. Stop what you're doing. Focus on your game. Focus on your grind. Be better. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out this thing. Deuces, told you that I'm leaving.